Welcome back to another GBL video. Here we're going to be featuring Ultra League Tapu Fini, Registeel, and Talonflame. This should be interesting because the Tapu Fini with the Talonflame makes sense, and the Registeel is just trying to break down shields. Here we have we're both not doing super effective fast move damage, but we have the potential Moonblast to KO this Haxorus. This Haxorus, I don't think it has a super effective move against this Tapu Fini. So I think they're just going to go for a bunch of chip damage and breaking swipes. I know they can know Night Slash and Surf, so we don't shield anything from this Haxorus. They decided to shield the Moonblast and stay in. So either they're really weak to this Tapu Fini in the back, or they're doing some kind of 5-head play here. Yeah, we're just gonna allow them to throw all this energy. We're gonna try to potentially get to another Moonblast. That's the goal. We're like triple debuffed here at this point. 3, 4, and 5. They catch a move. Well done by my opponent. That was their whole plan, I guess. Their whole plan was to try to catch a move. Okay, so we come in. Talonflame versus the Charizard. The Charizard did take some chip damage, so we're gonna hope that chip damage comes into play and we can just win this matchup with just straight flame charges. So we're gonna go for a flame charge here, even though it's resisted. It's gonna do a decent amount. I mean, I don't know, 15%, something like that. We are allowed to get to another flame charge here to potentially take out this Charizard. Indeed, that's what happened. And then now our Talonflame is double boosted. Even these Incinerates that are resisted by this Haxorus, it took a chunk out of that. Okay, they're still trying to go for these breaking swipes here. We do get to another flame charge. This flame charge is going to take out this Haxorus. And let's see what's in the back. Okay, they decided to shield. But then we come in with our Tapu Fini, and then we come in with our Reggie against their Regice here. This is GG's. There's nothing this Regice that can throw that can KO this Registeel. Interesting team by my opponent here. You had Haxorus, Regice, and Charizard. The Haxorus and Charizard core makes sense. I'm trying to think, what is this Regice doing? I guess it knows Blizzard. It knows... I mean, you're trying to protect against fairies, against the dragon, right? So like, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to be spicy with it, but this Registeel is going to be able to take out this Regice. We needed 2 moves anyway, so that's why we went for the Zap Cannon initially. And then we just farm it down. GG's to our opponent right there. Good catch by that Charizard. Alright, next game here. Let's see who we face. So far, the team does feel very tanky. It's always about the Talonflame gameplay, because the charge moves and the fast moves are kind of predictable. It kind of is too easy for our opponents to either catch or, you know, control the situation against Talonflame. So kind of a weird situation having in the back, but that's how we're gonna play it. Here we try to catch a move. Unfortunately, it did not happen. Wow! Shadow Aerodactyl. We love seeing this right here. Okay, potentially this could be the Brave Bird to one-hit KO this Aerodactyl, so they're probably going to shield, which is indeed what happened. And then okay, I'm still flabbergasted by a potential Ultra League Shadow Aerodactyl. Very cool to see. Not every day you see that. Kudos to my opponent on playing that, but unfortunately the Aerodactyl still had to shield. It was not able to quickly farm down that Talonflame. It was just very cool to see. This Cresselia is going to be able to throw a ton of grass nuts at this Talonflame. We're going to have to tank one of them it's going to be able to get to another one. I'm going to try to switch out. Nope. Unfortunate for us, we were not able to catch a Grass Knot right there. Because we know Grass Knot's coming in, right? So we decided to shield here to preserve the health of this Tapu Fini. Because they're running such a spicy team, we anticipate that they might be weak to it. And we kind of guessed right. It looks like they're running a pretty spicy team. Double Shadows in the back. Shadow, Ultra League, Swampert, and Aerodactyl. Would love to see it. Props to my opponent on running it. This Shadow Swampert is going to control this situation here. Let's see if they go for the Earthquake. They do go for the Earthquake. Still does not take us out. Will we be able to get to a Focus Blast? No. Unfortunate. That is interesting that the Ultra League Registeel can tank a Shadow Earthquake of a Swampert. Good to know in the future. This Tapu Fini has to absolutely do a miracle here. It needs to get to 2 Moonblasts basically before this Cresselia can get to 2 Grass Knots, which is not going to happen. This is the team that we faced by our opponent that we just didn't have any wiggle room for any play. I think the fact that we switched into the Talonflame and they had a hard counter to it, this is one of those games where we couldn't do anything. The fact and they had a Shadow Swampert at that for our Reggie. So GG's to our opponents right there for running a pretty spicy team. Maybe we'll run a Shadow Aerodactyl when it becomes available. All right, let's see what we can do in this last couple of games here. Can we turn this into a positive set? I like the team. I just like, once again, I don't like Talonflame lurking in the back right there. Another Haxorus. People love running Ultra League Haxorus, huh? All right, so we decide to switch into the Reggie here because the Talonflame would potentially take super effective liquidations, and most of the moves that this Golisopod is going to throw at this Reggie are just chip damage. We are going to be able to get to the super effective Zap Cannon here. Let's see if they shield. I don't think they will. Yeah, there's no point in shielding here because they're not going to be able to take us out, and they might as well allow their friend Pokemon to potentially farm us. They do get to these liquidations pretty frequently there. It has a chance to debuff, so keep that in mind. We are able to farm it down, and now we're going to be able to throw this Focus Blast at this Haxorus. It does a huge chunk, like 70%. And yeah, this is the play that they should have done. And that's exactly what they executed. Just full farm down. We counter swap, they counter swap, and we counter swap. And unfortunately for them, we have the hard counter to their Cresselia. So GG's to our opponent right there. We hard countered them. Unlike the last game where our opponent hard countered us. Just one of those things. Haxorus is kind of a risk-reward Pokemon in the lead there. I don't know what is going to pair well with it. We just know that it gets to its moves relatively quickly, and I guess that's the point. Alright, Jellicent. Kind of good towards our backline here, and does decent against our Tapu Fini. So we want to stay in here, and we want to throw these Moonblast as fast as possible. Even though our water guns are resisted, we're actually doing, you know, some chip damage towards this Jellicent. If they allow this Moonblast to go through, let's check the health. Let's see the health situation. Okay, look at the health situation. For a resisted fast move, we're actually keeping pace with this Jellicent here. Now the question is, do we ever shield here? We decide to shield. We do get the Shadow Ball shield, which is huge, because if they threw a bait right there, none of our Pokemon in the back are able to farm it down at this range. So because they went for the Shadow Ball there, we decided to go for a Surf, because worst case, we know that we can farm this down with anything in the back now. They decided to go for the Surf Bait now, and wow, the Tapu Fini one shield actually beats the Jellicent. That was wild. So pretty good for us. Pretty good for us that we decide to one shield that and win the lead. Because if this Regirock would have been met against our Talonflame, it would have been absolute GG's. Okay, the fact that they're staying in is really good news for us because obviously they don't have a counter to this Regi, and we can get this Regirock out of the way because we don't want to see this Talonflame against this Regirock here. We don't have any shields because we did shield the first Focus Blast. They're gonna go for another Focus Blast. We just survive it. They had 2 shields. What are they saving the shields for? Surely this is a shield. Let's find out. Okay, first shield out of the way. Do we try to catch a move? Oh, nice counts. Nice counts by my opponent. Farming up a ton of energy and throwing the energy pretty much when we're about to get to another Focus Blast. So they unnecessarily just switched out. That was probably not the play, because if they had just been one count patient, they would have been able to throw the Stone Edge at the Talonflame, and now they're in trouble. Unless this thing has Future Sight, we should be able to win this matchup, and we should be able to either threaten a potential move at that Regirock, because there's no way you can stack 2 charge moves on Regirock. So here the idea is to get to 2 flame charges, and we know that there's no super effective moves that's going to be thrown at this Talonflame. We can survive this. And now we're just going to farm it down. Oh, that was really unfortunate for them that this Cresselia lived with a sliver of health, allowing us to get an additional Incinerate here. And we're going to be able to survive that Moonblast. We're going to go in with our double flame charges here. We know that they cannot have 2 charge moves, and their lock-ons are not going to be able to take us out. This is GG's. Unfortunate for them, they just unnecessarily switched out. And we were able to win that game right there. If they decided to just stay in 1 count, they would have realized that if they just thrown a Stone Edge, they would have won the game. Alright, got a little bit lucky there. It should have been a loss, but sometimes you just gotta bamboozle your opponents, you know? And sometimes that's how you're able to win. Alright, here we go. Tapu Fini versus this Giratina. Is this Giratina running Dragon Breath or Shadow Claw? Let's find out. Okay, they immediately switch out. We're probably assuming Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath is not going to do super effective. We decided to come in with the Regi here. We could have gone with the Talonflame, but the Talonflame would have done terrible against the Dragon Breath Giratina. So GG's to our opponents right there. Let us know if you're going to use this team. It's a little bit spicy, and let's see if it works.